Hello, my friends. Monday evening. So grateful to be here. I've had a completely rich full day. Have been noticing that in order to fit in some of the things that I want to fit in a day and the commitments that I've made and to follow through with those things and have a tiny bit of breathing room, that I have to get myself up out of bed earlier. So this morning when my alarm went off at 5, I was like, "Oh, I'm so tired." I don't want to. There's a million reasons why not. And honestly, there's nothing necessarily holding me to get out of bed at that point in time, other than the idea that when I went to bed, I made an agreement with myself that when the alarm would go off, I'd look at the message that says, greet your day with gratitude, and that would ignite something in me and a desire to get moving. I'm still in practice. But what I did notice was that there was a great pull towards honoring that agreement. And usually that would just be easy to negate, put down. It's just me. Who the heck would know? Why does it matter? I could start in 3 hours, but then the problem is that, at midnight when I haven't done everything I need to do and I'm pushing myself and I'm up against it and I'm in lockdown because of it, it isn't good for my body. And so what I've noticed over the last couple of days as I dive deeply into some, you know, uh, challenging subject matter around my health, food, emotions, trauma. Those are some deeply wounded places, and I have kept them well hidden and dark and, without oxygen and light for a long time, intentionally and somewhat unintentionally. It was easy when I could focus on, what everybody else was doing, what everyone else was needing at the time, and convincing myself that I always have to be available for my kids and my boyfriend and anybody else who wants to step into line before I'm able to be in service to myself. And I learned that behavior a long time ago, to put myself dead last, if on the list at all. And I know that I'm not the only one that did that. So I'm not sure where the message came from. I'm starting to learn how to, peel back the layers of all of that and try and sort of figure that out. And it's exhausting because at some point in time, I started to believe some of the things that I was being told on what my worth was, and or how I should behave, and I made up that my worth was less somehow. And I started living into those places and trying to adapt and fold and crunch and contort into what everyone else needed me to be. And the problem with that is that it's completely out of alignment with this place, this compass that lives in the core of my being, that when I pay attention to that place, leads me everywhere that I want to go and is calm and peaceful. And so I've been fractured for so long that it feels like the norm. It feels like the normal everyday place to hang out. And what I'm noticing now, the more distance I get from, the thoughts and the feelings, just taking that mindful gap. Mind the gap. Live in the pause. When I breathe into that place, something happens. And when I take a moment to just notice, breathe into the space, live in the pause, my ability to react to things changes. It goes from knee-jerk reaction, sad to mad in 2 seconds flat, that sort of rushing feeling that intensifies and gets like a pressure cooker and I'm about to blow steam, that I'm learning and I'm in the process of noticing, being curious instead of judgmental, asking myself the questions that I need to peek and undo and discover things in curiosity, and then find those things interesting instead of damaging. Oh, there I go again. And how is anything ever going to be different? I'm always going to be the same and always operate like this. And Papa Bet and my mother told me, and my father told me, and my friend told me, and my coworker told me, and these people said, and those people said, and letting the rhetoric of everyone else's monkey mouths become my monkey brain. So today I'm practicing living in the pause. And there is a ton of opportunities for living in this place where I'm not reactionary. And sometimes I get it better than others, quicker than others. I do notice that when I fall down into those depths of disparity, when I talked about the other night about having really, really high highs and then really, really low lows, all in the matter of, what seemed to be moments, which was a day. But I'm like, wow, how could that possibly happen? But it's not that it's going to stop happening. Things are going to continue to happen. I'm going to have experiences with my family members, with my friends, with the outside world, with coworkers, whatever happens to be happening. But now I have a mechanism for not being the reaction. I'm living in the gap, in that pause place, and allowing myself the moment that it takes to start to engage my truth, stand grounded and assertive but not attacking, and share my truth from a place of grounded security. Because then I can just speak it and I don't have to scream and yell and intensify that and dramatize that in order for it to be felt, seen, and heard. And that's new. And even though I have these feelings in my body the last couple of days, like it's on lockdown, my adrenal glands are hard and my back is sore and I can feel the chemical, reactions in my body. But I'm also coming up against a lot of stuff that I normally go, oh, okay, hard left. Let's not take a look at that. That's painful. Why would I ever want to take a look at that? Because that would mean that I'd have to do some work there. That would mean that I would have to feel some feelings I have been working very hard not to feel. To shove down, shove away, hide away. The problem is I actually know the truth. It's an illusion that I try and spin myself into that I don't actually know the truth. But the more often that I take that moment, that I take the moments throughout the day, when I notice that I am intense, to breathe myself back into the place of, okay, allow myself to get unwound, because I wind up like a top and then I'm like, how the heck did I get here again? I was just here like 2 minutes ago. Oh, okay, right. Give myself the permission and the grace to undo it instead of wondering why I'm there. Life is going to continue to happen. My power is in the choices that I make and how I'm going to respond. Responsibility equals my ability to respond to something. It's amazing to me that thoughts become things, right? And I'm a powerful manifester, which I've proven to myself over the last 21, 25, 30 days. I don't even know, I'm getting lost. I'm doing this for 21 days, that for 36 days, that for 90 days. My calendar is full, and I don't know about you, but I'm zooming everywhere. And although my schedule is very full and rich with content and rich with people and experiences and connections, there are some times when I feel completely overwhelmed by it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, no more. And I have 21 alarms on my phone. Mostly drink water. But I tell you, the only reason that I'm actually getting even remotely close to 8 cups a day is because I have an alarm set. And initially it's like, oh, for God's sake, shut up. Shut that off. What is that again? Why is this going off again? To... right, this is helping support my health and wellness. This is helping me get on track. This is helping me and aiding me and supporting me in the things that I say are most important to me. And I don't yet have it habitually down yet. So in order to gain the help that I need, if I don't have time in that moment, I think that's where the frustration comes from. It's like, I don't want this to be happening right now. Why is this happening right now? I'm not ready for this. I'm just going to let that bypass. I miss it. so that when I go back, I can remember that I missed it and that I have the opportunity to fulfill that missed alarm, whatever the, whether it's journaling or, some of the studies that I'm doing, drinking water. The scheduling is really helping me stay within the framework of participation so that I know what I'm doing, and that there's systems in place to support me foundationally to actually do the things that I say that I'm going to do. And today was such a good day. It was such a rich day because the Mindvalley stuff that 2 weeks ago I was completely off the wall, total resistance to, not paying any attention, became the most important thing today. It became first. And when I put it first, I completed it, and this feeling, of electromagnetic charge inside of me that I completed something, and I felt really solid about it because I'm now not behind. I'm right on time. Even ahead, if you will. Ahead of some, anyway. The truth is, I was honorable to what I said that I was going to do today, and it felt better in my spirit, in my body, in my mind. And those things are the things that feed my perceptions, my understandings, my choices, start to change. My perception certainly changes, the things that I'm looking at and the things that I'm willing to look at. As I uncover some of those wounded places and I understand that, those things have been deeply asleep for a long time because I wasn't ready to take a look at that layer. That all of the work that I have done up until this point in time contributes to the reason why I'm going to these depths now. I wouldn't be able to go from, where I started in the trauma to the depths that I am now without doing the first 12 layers over the last, probably 15 to 20 years. Intentionally healing some of those family experiences, the lineage abuses, my own experiences with sexual abuse and trauma, my children's experiences with their trauma, understanding that the places that I've visited, like depression and anxiety over the years, that I have gained some tools in how better to handle this situation now when all I feel is lockdown, because it is really scary out there. There's a lot of things that are very unknown. But it's my responsibility to breathe myself into calm places, fill my head and my mind and my experience with good content, try and minimize, if not eliminate, some of the content that I was watching, negative conspiracy theories, blah, 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 blah. And I noticed that now I've unplugged from that. It's no longer in my periphery. The things that are here are the things that I want to be doing. And all it took was shifting to that place. There's a different resonance that lives there. And it resonates on a different frequency, and it's a frequency of love. And I often ask myself the question, when I find myself up against it, what would love choose here? What would love choose here? What would love choose here? The answer is love. What's the question? Love's it. And giving myself the gift, truly the gift, that I offer to so many thousands of people over the years, readily and available. And now I get to give that same gift, if not even more expansive, to myself. We deserve to do that for ourselves. Learning to be a silent witness to the thoughts and experiences that I'm having, and reacting from that place, which is informed, and therefore gives me more control, more ability, more consciousness, and more effort towards what it is that I want to create, instead of that knee-jerk reaction when someone hooks me. And there's lots of people that can. I have a big sounding board and there are lots of triggers and they get pushed all the time. But the truth is that being in lockdown, being in anger, being in resentment, those things are hurting me. And I'm learning to stand up for myself and treat myself with kindness and love. And I hope that you're doing the same. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love.